We're on. Okay. 1 minute. Everybody doing today? See, we have a big crowd. Thank you guys for being here. We have a special meeting and a regular scheduled meeting that are going to go together. So Thursday, November 17, 2022. Roll call, please. Oh my God, where's Dorothy? I didn't notice she was missing.
Mayor Alma Beltran,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Trinidad Pimentel,
Present.
Councilwoman Diane Maldonado, Councilwoman Sabrina Rodriguez,
Present.
Councilwoman Catherine Solorio, City Clerk Garza is absent, and Treasurer Michelle Lopez.
Please rise for the flag salute. So we'll start with our regular meeting. And that will be with our chief, David Serta.
Good evening, everybody, Mayor, council members, members of the community. Good to see you all here. So we have a special recognition today. So what I'm going to do is read some information about one of our fallen officers, and we've only had one fallen officer at the Parlier Police Department. So I think it's important that we continue to hold that and remember these occasions. So without further ado, unlike most other careers, the brave men and women who embark upon the life of law enforcement know fully that life is uncertain, as they might one day be called upon to lay down their lives in the call of duty. With that being said, we must bear true witness to the bravery and sacrifice made by the heroes of law enforcement, but also remember that we all play a role in keeping our neighborhoods safe from the dangers that lurk around every corner. It is our civil duty to take responsibility for the problems we face in our community by taking a stand against crimes here and abroad. We must join forces and help each other in times of need and instill values in our youth that echo the difference between right and wrong. To that end, we are here today to honor and recognize one of Parlier's finest who paid the ultimate sacrifice in keeping this community safe. On November 15th, 1981, at approximately 11:15 p.m., Parlier officer Michael Avila and his partner responded to a call regarding a man with a gun. After arriving at a local tavern, Officer Avila and his partner became involved in a struggle with the male suspect who drew a 9mm handgun. During the struggle, a second suspect wielding a .25 caliber handgun emerged from the shadows and opened fire on the two officers. Both officers were struck by gunfire. Only Officer Avila's partner was able to return fire. The suspect was fatally wounded, but the other male suspect fled and was later captured in Southern California. Unfortunately, on this grim day, Officer Michael Avila had fought his last battle in the war against crime. as he did not survive his wounds. Once born by our fellow fallen hero, Michael Avila, we are keepers of the peace, bound by honor, sworn to protect and serve without hesitation in the face of danger. Officer Michael Avila faithfully served the Parlier community for 8 years and had dedicated a total of 13 years to public safety. He epitomized the true essence of what public safety symbolizes and modeled professionalism through his genuine passion to help others. His fellow officers praised him for his leadership and mentoring qualities that led to their personal growth and professional development as an officer. Community residents grieved his untimely death as he fearlessly protected them over the years on a regular basis. At this time, we would like the Avila family to know that the city of Parlier and this Parlier Police Department will never forget our fallen hero, and he will forever be in our hearts and minds. A commemorative plaque with his photo adorned on the police department lobby wall will enshrine his memory forever, reminding our officers that we serve a purpose far greater than ourselves. I have a poem I would like to share that was written by the Philadelphia chapter, Eric Durenz's. A hero is one who never hesitates to tackle the most difficult problems, one who is always by your side, one who knows right from wrong, one who acts with pride. A hero touches every one of us, whether it be by word or deed, always tending to those who find themselves in need. When a hero leaves this earth, yes, it is sad but true. All too many times, the hero is dressed in blue. Without further ado, I would like to present the Avila family. And I'll mention that Sandy, Debbie, Lori, and Terry, the surviving children, with this commemorative flag memorializing their father's unconditional commitment to keeping this community safe. We hope this will bring comfort to the family for generations, and we will always have him in our hearts. If I could have the family members come forward, please. It's inscribed in remembrance of Officer Michael D. Avila, end of watch, 11/15/1981, Parlier Police Department. I present to the family. Is there something you would like to say?
They always make me talk. I'm Terry, so I'm the baby, but we just want to thank the city of Parlier for continuing to keep my dad in your memory. Even after 41 years, so we thank you.
Thank you, guys. You're welcome. And I'll tell you, I've been at this police department for 24 years, and every time I walk into that door and I see his plaque, his commemorative plaque with his picture on there, it hits the heart. So, thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. I know it's kind of hard to go on with the meeting and after something like this. I know after 41 years, I don't think there'll ever be a time that you can actually say that it's easy to move on and not forget. It's your father, and he did sacrifice his life for our safety. And so we will never forget that. And as I mentioned in the past, I think I mentioned it to you, Terry, that I had that flag. And I think, after your mom passing, I know she had it, and it was a service that the Roundup did as well, to, memorize his service and his dedication. So I thought this was the appropriate opportunity for Chief to present it to you and for you guys to have that flag where it belongs. It belongs with the family. So thank you for being here. Okay. Anybody want to? Okay.
I want to say a little bit. I'd just like to say that I had the honor of knowing your father. He was a good person. I know that he worked hard for the community, and that is what our law enforcement is hired to do, is to protect this community. And your father paid the ultimate price for defending us. We must never forget that. We must not forget that when we put things on Facebook against our police officers, you're hitting the heart of a lot of families that have to see their loved ones go out with a target on their back. And we have to understand that we need to praise what these people do. We need to praise it, all of us, whether family or not family, because every time I walk the streets, I can look back, and if there's police officers around, I feel safe. And this council has always, that was our main concern, our community safety. And, thanks to Chief and people like your father, this community has been kept safe. Thank you.
Could we,
I,
could we propose a minute of silence? Go ahead.
I think it would be appropriate for you, Chief, because,
Yeah, we'll just, if we could have a minute of silence, please, and recognition.
will you please rise? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for that suggestion, Chief. I think that's called for that. So, I don't know if anybody else
Yeah, I'd
wanted
like
to
to say
say a few
something.
words.
I'd like to say something. To the Avila family, we've known each other since we were young kids and all that. Your dad, I knew him personally. Your grandma, my mom, they all were friends, and our heart goes out to you guys. And we respect and love your dad for standing up and protecting us. Thank you.
I just want to say something. I was 3 years old when this happened, and growing up, my parents reminded us of your dad's sacrifice for our community. And losing my dad 11 years ago was hard, and I can only imagine what you guys went through. And thank you. Thank you for your family for dedicating his service to our community. Thank you.
That was a tragedy. In Parlier, my brother loved him so much, your dad. And, he's gone, but he'll always be with us no matter what. And, it was a sad day for your mom and you guys, because you guys were real young. And, but he'll always be with you. Just remember that. Okay. I got pulled over by your dad.
I got pulled over by your dad.
Never misbehaved when I knew he was driving because I knew that.
I don't like your boyfriend. Like your boyfriend. And I said, okay, and he was right. There was never an incident where I worked at the liquor store. My daughter was working, and
There what?
one night, there were lights coming through the window, and I walked up to the door because there'd be lights at the door, this strange thing walked up to. And I heard your father's voice, get away from the door. Idiot. Less than 5 feet away from the door, he stopped someone with a shotgun. And so he saved my family's business. He probably saved my life. And it was about 6 weeks later that we lost him. And I really felt it. So he really mattered to me and to my family. And he really mattered to the community because he really did put himself there in front of everybody else. And he really was a hero. So thank you. And I am genuinely sorry for your loss. But he mattered. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I don't know if you guys want to take a little break. If you guys want to just take a little break so that way. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Humberto Gomez. I was with the UFW when this incident happened. And it's a scar to take a loss on an officer, especially when he was from my town, Parlier. Very, very hard. And that's one of the reasons that I do support the police department all the time, even if they're mean, because we deserve the reason that why they're mean. They're the first responders. They don't think twice to be on the line of fire to save us. So for me, it was a really big lesson learning from this incident that basically I decided that every time that officers will need help on their negotiating team or whatever, I will be there. So muchísimas gracias por todo y los acompañamos en su pérdida toda la vida porque todos lo sentimos. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you, Mayor.
Let's just take a little break. That way we can I know it's a little rough to start. You know, we love you guys. Love your father for what he did for us. And like I said, he's the reason why we feel safe now too. He was the one that pretty much started it all for the city of Parlier as far as how public safety was very important to make sure our officers were out there and feeling safe as well. So thank you guys. Let's take a break. Okay, thank you, everyone who stayed behind. Thank you for that break too. I think we needed it. We can move on to the next item for public comments. Anybody would like to approach the podium at this time, will do so. Do we have any public comments? Go ahead.
Just one question, Mayor.
Yes.
On the previous meeting, I noticed that a lot of office people came, they showed up here. And I don't know if they got paid already for that, because they were ordered to stay. They were gonna testify, or I don't know what they were gonna be doing, but they need to be paid, Mayor. There was about
I-
4 or 6 people gross that they were told to stay. And they got orders from, I believe.
Yeah, I think they
from
were,
her.
that is always taken care of internally.
Okay, I
Yeah,
just
that's-
wanna make sure because
Yeah.
overtime and regular pay is the status on that one.
Yeah, she
okay,
took care of it.
that-
She's way ahead of that.
That was
thank
my
you.
only question,
Yeah.
so.
Ellie does a
I
fantastic job.
got 2 more things, but since we're gonna be discussing that, community center.
Community. That one's been deleted. We're gonna delete that one. It's not needed right now.
Oh, so you got 2 items?
For the community center, he's no longer gonna be using it.
Yeah,
so
number
we're gonna
4
actually
has been
delete that one.
removed. Number 4 is.
We haven't gotten to that
All
point
right,
yet.
well, so you come into it, I tell you.
We're not doing that one. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Anybody else? No.
So it was removed after the original was
We-
posted. Are we gonna
Yeah,
officially?
we were going to remove it because,
No,
yeah,
I mean, but we have to
Yeah, we
officially
have to
remove it.
officially
Okay.
remove
Yeah.
it.
yeah, we just,
We skipped over the additions, deletions.
yeah, no, we could just get to that one and we could
Alright.
just table it if
Okay,
you want.
Alright.
Because he's not gonna do it after all, not yet.
okay.
So when we get to it, we'll just
Okay.
make that recommendation.
Oh, okay. At the
Maybe.
consent calendar.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's, we're tabling that one,
Alright.
but let me just get to that. So anybody else in public comments? No? Okay. So do we have an item that we would like to pull for the consent calendar? And that will probably be, number 4. I would like to make a motion to table. Motion by Diane,
Second.
second by Sabrina. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, motion carries. We'll table it to the, I guess, the next meeting, probably until January, because with the holidays, we don't have another meeting in December, only one other meeting. So it'll probably be until the next meeting in January. So is that 4 yes?
Aye.
5 yes?
For what?
Fine.
On the.
On that one for
Number 4?
tabling?
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 yes. Okay, so now we have item number 1 and 2 and 3. Anybody want to pull any of those items?
Number 1, I had a question on the check warrant.
Okay,
There's a broadcast music license for the amount of $391. What is that?
what was that for, Sonia?
I do not know.
Membership dues, music license 2023.
Does anybody know?
It's on page 4, Ellie, sorry. 4 of 16.
What's the one on this last check warrants?
I can go look it up. I don't memorize all of them.
Yeah,
so
I know, I understand. Okay.
I'll step out.
Right,
come-
well, not right now. You can bring it back to
Yeah.
her at the next one. So if, are you not gonna approve that one?
Yeah, I would like not to vote
then you-
on number 1. So can
So,
we vote separately?
no,
No?
no, so if you're just gonna vote no, then you can vote no.
On all 3?
On the check warrants for that
Oh.
batch?
Why no, but, so are we separate, are we gonna vote number 1 by itself?
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
of course, yes, yes, I
I
didn't
guess I was just
understand it. Okay, yeah. Okay, so on item number 2? Anybody have any questions about item number 2? Okay, so then do we have a motion to approve item number 1?
I remembered what it was now. We have to pay a license here for the music. To be able to play the music.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What music?
Is that for the music center?
No.
It's a license to be able to, I don't know if exactly for the community center or like, it's a license for music.
Anytime you play music publicly,
Or on
there's a
hold.
licensing authority that charges you a fee.
Oh,
I believe it's called ABSCAD.
does it say that on there?
It's Broadcast Music Incorporated.
Broadcast Media, yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
Is that our hold button?
Those are royalties that the artist ultimately gets, are part of them.
I was curious because I was like, is that like the music you play when you're on hold or like?
You know what? And that makes sense because I think even if that's why when you go on Facebook and it says I don't own the rights to this, because if you do play it, then they can actually sue you for playing their music without their permission. Yeah.
You see a lot of that with like presidential or other campaigns.
Yes.
Where they play a certain group's song and the group doesn't like that candidate, so they'll complain bitterly and charge them for it.
So is this like a yearly thing? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Well, thank you for asking.
So we take all three?
Is this throughout the whole year?
It covers throughout the whole year.
I believe it
member
covers
fees,
the
that's what
whole year, and they do it basically on a rough survey of what you do.
So we rent.
So
we
they know that you
rent our facility.
you
for
have
dances.
dances like, on Valentine's or whatever you guys do. And they just roughly figure, well, they're playing this much music and they charge you that.
Yeah, it's because you have to pay for playing music. You can't just play the music without paying for that service. And I remember that because even when I used to have a coffee shop and I was gonna play music or even videos like for when they come in, and I was told by the owner of the property that I couldn't do it unless I paid those member fees.
Right, they'll get a hold of you once they find out you're doing it.
You get sued.
They'll get a hold of you and they'll tell you, you owe this much in back royalties, right?
So you're telling me, correct me if I'm wrong, you're telling me if people are playing music in their...
Not people,
No,
and
not-
not
not-
agencies.
That's my question.
Not if you have a party at your house.
Okay.
So that doesn't apply.
Okay, just like
We're talking about
Businesses,
like a
governmental.
business, like a city, something that is open to the public and it is kind of a production, a show, so to speak, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to articulate the difference because it's it's something you're doing.
In other words,
Commercial endeavor.
to sum it up, it's not us. Like if you're out there driving and you're gonna listen to music, you're not gonna have to pay those kind of fees. This is for businesses, government agencies, anywhere you utilize music for either
the
call
department
waiting.
stores or
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
That's what they
And
have
and
to-
it's true because I
Charge
remember.
the grocery stores for that music that you hear when you're walking down the aisles, yeah.
Is you're entertaining while they're in your business. Like when I asked about playing the music for the coffee shop that I used to have a long time ago.
Yeah,
And I had to
it's
pay for that.
typically a very, very small fee,
You guys always paid that?
and it's
You know,
usually yearly.
I've never paid attention to that.
When did this take effect? Or how long has this been going on here in the city of
It's
Parlier?
been out there forever, for as long as I can remember.
Okay, just a question.
It's just the people who create music get royalties off of the use of their music.
Makes sense. They want
So
their
if you,
fair
if
share.
you use the music in a commercial way, they want to get paid on that. There's an organization that
Just like I
tries to
said,
take
when
care-
people play the music in the background when they're doing Facebook Live or they do something on Facebook, it's that they always have to say, I don't own the rights to the music, because that way they don't turn around and sue them. I've seen that a lot on social media.
Yeah, I don't think it would apply to social media because you're not using it for a commercial purpose.
So then why do they say that?
Because they're afraid that they're going to get hit with a bill.
Oh, just to,
What, do you know when the bill happened, was it Is it stated for when we use the music?
For most
The
cities,
membership fee, he said.
they will take they will survey the cities and figure out what you guys consistently do.
So where do we play music at in the city that we are getting charged this bill? Like in the lobby? Are we doing it on?
Probably in the community center, I would guess.
Like when we have
Wherever it is you have your events that you have tickets.
So I'm pretty sure on the billing though it should have what event it was used for.
Member fee, she said member fee.
I've never seen that before, because I think with a city they basically look at your city and they take a one look and they find out well, this city over here has a Christmas party every year, and so they will charge you a certain amount for that Christmas party just based on the assumption that you're going to play Mariah Carey's Welcome Home for Christmas.
You can't get billed off of assumptions though.
Well, that's kind of the way they do it.
So they can assume that we're playing music and then bill us?
Well, that's the way I understand that they do it. You're right. You can't get billed for an assumption, but that's kind of the way they do it.
Didn't she
because
say
it would be
membership fee?
impossible
She
for
said
them.
member
I'll,
fee.
I'll read. Do you want me to
Look
read you
around.
what came up?
Yeah.
Broadcast Music Incorporated. This is off Wikipedia. Broadcast Music Incorporated is a performance rights organization in the United States. It collects blanket license fees from businesses that use music, entitling those businesses to play or sync any songs from BMI's repertoire of over 20.6 million musical works. This is us like playing in the lobby, this is like downloaded music. This is not for dances.
I think it's like for us, maybe on playing in the lobby, like or on hold or.
So we don't know.
So
can we just vote separate? Because
It's confusing.
yeah,
It's confusing, and it seems like our city manager nor our billing finance know exactly what we used it for.
And then we also play music like at our Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah,
When
but
we
it's not
play
talk-
music there. We play music at our
On the phone.
events.
On the phone.
So the phone. That's what I was asking. Like,
So-
does the
Yeah, we
phone
play
have
music
music?
on the phone.
Okay.
But is the phone
As
phone
music.
registered to the city of Parlier?
of course.
Yes, yes.
Because I could play music off of my phone for a city event and you won't get billed.
Individual phone, and you can't compare to a governmental
So as long,
agency.
so it's just it has to be synced off of the MBI website. This company, so that we're really paying for the usage of all their varieties of songs.
Not their variety. That's just a license fee to be able to do what you're it's not their music.
That
if that's what
businesses
you're
to play
suggesting.
or sync any songs from MBI's repertoire of over 2.6 million musical works. So that's like off of their software, off of their. We're paying to download it.
Download it.
Yeah. So that's to play it. So it's synced. If it is playing off of the phone, it is synced to this company. If that's what we're paying for.
And if we are playing it, we should play it in the lobby then, if we're going to get billed for it.
It doesn't matter where you play it. If you play it once, if you only play it once, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna get charged a fee.
Okay, so
So
And
whether
it,
you
and
play it
it
on the
is what
phone,
Neil
in the
said.
lobby,
It's to pay
it doesn't matter.
It's to pay the.
Just-
Yeah. But
And they're not monitoring exactly what you're playing. They're just assuming
where
you're
we're
doing
playing it at.
Well, because I don't monitor what music we're playing.
And I get it. I get that. Yeah. It's just like, well, what was that? Quite, yeah.
I asked
Your question, yes.
I asked the question, how long has this been going on? Mayor didn't even know. So when did this take effect, this 391?
It's not in a contract or anything. That does come to the
It's
council.
You said it was like
I
forever.
interpreted your question to mean how long has this company been out there charging people for using music?
Yeah, they've been
They're
forever.
charging us.
It's been going on for as long as I know.
So this is
That's been out there forever.
like Macy's you go in and they're playing every song.
It could be used
everywhere.
for anything.
Casinos, whatever.
Yeah.
But if we don't know where we're using these songs at,
Well, yeah, it
And I-
could be,
It could
your
be on the
telephone.
phone.
yeah.
I mean, I don't go and try to match
No,
the
no.
database to what we're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, the daycare plays something
We're
else.
hoping it's for the phone.
Well, it is for the phone.
Okay,
That's what she's
okay.
saying. And she's not going to go verify what music is on
Of
that
course,
database.
of
to
course.
what's
I mean,
being
how would I
played.
even?
We can call them and
And
them,
ask them.
How
I'm
did
sure
you
it's
guys
gonna.
come up with 300 and whatever it is?
Yeah.
What is it? 300?
No, it's not going to be voted separately. It's either a yes or no,
What is
because it's with the checks. You can't individually separate checks and the check warrants. So it's either a yes or
Well,
no.
no, we could vote separately on one.
Yeah,
correct?
which is the check warrants,
the
right?
check warrants.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you're voting against the check warrants, the
Because
entire.
that's on there.
So am I being expected to everything that comes my way to if a wire went on to go inspect the wire? Is that what I'm being?
Yes, Ally, that is what is
expected?
expected out of you now.
It's just
I'm being sarcastic. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I just
No, you don't. No,
I
I'm
just,
just
question
kidding with you.
like
Yeah.
where we who's playing this music?
Honestly, our job, if we can't depend on our staff to be able to question already what needs to be questioned, and if you think that I have to go through every check warrant to make sure she's doing her job, then why would we have her there?
Yeah, no, I get
So
it.
our job is more about policy, and yes, it is about the finances, but that's why we also have our finance director. That is why they do their job. I am not going to micromanage their position because that's not what we're elected for. We're not here to be on them to make sure that they're doing their job. If we can't rely on them doing on their job, then they don't belong there, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Well, and just to let you know, there's a couple checks in here where I call vendors, I get discounts. I tell them,
Yeah.
I'm not paying you, that's too
Yeah,
much. And I give
honestly,
myself a discount.
In Ellie's defense, she is highly respected from other cities, and
Oh, no,
and I know there's a lot of other cities that want her to work there because of how great she does her job. She was an auditor, so if I can't expect for a person that was a former auditor that audited cities to do a job here as a finance director, then what the heck are we doing? You know, we don't hire people off the streets or friends and family to just come and work here. You know, we hire, I didn't know her. She came from LA. She moved to Clovis and she decided to work here. So I think that we should be grateful for having a person like her, for even picking Parlier. She can go anywhere she
It
wants.
wasn't about her job.
No, but that's
it was
what
just a question. Like,
yeah, but she's
what is
taking
this?
it that
Yeah.
way.
No,
because-
questions are fine.
Yeah.
You know, it was
taking it that way because
no, it was
because
it
of
was
the
more like
comment
what
of
the
not-
gentleman
No.
commented over there.
Yes, and that
we
should
do.
be
I mean,
said.
I even memorized the checks. You know, like I just didn't know that one at the time, and then I remembered.
What it was.
But
And it makes sense after reading Neil's explanation. And if it was the phone thing, okay, yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right,
fine.
let's just move on from this item already. It shouldn't be that critical.
I asked the question.
I mean, no, that's okay to ask the question. I'm just saying that we shouldn't be dragging it on this long just for that.
Well, it was drawn on like we were attacking her. I'm not attacking her.
Yeah. Well, it felt like that. Any other questions? No? Okay, so then can we move on to make a motion? Do we have a motion for approval? Yes.
Number one, just number one.
Yes, we're gonna do them separate.
Motion.
And second by Diane. Trino, yes. Diane, second. And then roll call, please. Yeah.
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, motion carries with 5 yes. Move on to the item number 2 for the minutes. We didn't have any questions on the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Sabrina, second by Kathy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5 yes. All righty, then we can move on to Lidio de los Valles. community center on December 5th and 6th for the holiday dinner.
Yes.
Okay,
The holiday dinner, this is a holiday dinner that they do every year.
any other questions for the holiday dinner? No?
It's 2 days?
They decorating
Oh,
one
okay.
day and,
I was like, because the tree lighting's on the 5th, but, okay, they'll be here to decorate. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It'll be fine.
Motion.
Motion by. Second. Okay, it was Sabrina and then Trino, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5 yes. And let's move on to the Parks and Recreation.
Okay, this item here, council, is to approve a budget for Parks and Recreation Department to have a budget for program. So a budget to hire staff to do programs. And so this is to have a staff member to be able to run the recreational department for programs like the Babe Ruth program. This is a program that the council approved earlier in the year, but also other programs, other athletic programs as well. So I did receive a grant earlier in the year. The grant was for recreational programs, for trips for the youth. And so I wanted to, and that includes funds for a staff member. So I wanted to also make sure that we have additional funds in there to solidify the staff member's budget and be able to use a staff member to also have to run the sporting program as well.
Now, is this gonna be a staff member that's already on board? Or
No, a new staff member.
okay,
staff member.
That's
Yes.
what I wanted to hear because we do need a full-time recreation director because or even part.
Not a director, just an,
We need
actually somebody to
Run
look
the pro-
over all these athletic, all these programs that are going on.
Yes.
And if we can even start some here in the city, I think that would be good. But it would be a lot for a staff member to run those things and then take care of the other.
Yeah.
But at least we have somebody that they can go to. They don't have to be trying to figure out where they're gonna play and all that. That person will say, these parks are the ones that are available to play with and things like
so how long is the grant good for?
3 years.
Okay.
And this is the grant that was paying for the trips that Chief was taking some of
Yes.
those kids on?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so that grant will be used to fund the
The staff.
Recreation.
the
Yes.
staff for recreation department.
Which
Yes.
would be still for the trips that Chief goes to. That way you'll have somebody there to assist.
I just don't like how it's worded, because we already approved to create a Babe Ruth baseball program. I don't know why
It's
this
there
is on
because
here.
it's gonna be under, Babe Ruth is no longer gonna be run by any league outside of the city. It's gonna be a city league, like I mentioned the last time. It is a city league with oversight from the city. That's why it's under the recreation. Just like the way you had Babe Ruth back in the day when you had it with YCA. And we contracted YCA and we paid YCA to do those recreations. Instead of having a middle person, it's under the city. So any sport that will start, if people want to start a soccer league, it will be under the city. It will not be leagues that run their leagues and fundraise for themselves. Then they don't need the city.
So-
This is only city leagues where you make it affordable for the community to be able to have their kids in those sports. Kind of like how it used to be with YCA, right? They made it affordable for the kids to be able to join the Babe Ruth, or if it was indoor soccer, volleyball. It was not really funded to where parents had to try to figure out how to pay for it.
So
What you're approving
That,
is hiring an individual.
yeah, I'm just explaining the
Yeah.
last one.
Basically oversee the recreation function of the city,
Right,
which includes Babe Ruth and everything else
right.
that is, parks, recreation, sports.
No.
We're bringing it back. We used to have a recreation when Maria used to be the one in charge of it, so we're just bringing that back.
Okay, but again, I'm all for
So
recreation department, but I just don't like, because recreation department
we
would
could-
include automatically.
Yes,
the
we could
Babe
change
Ruth.
the way it's worded. Neil, can you?
That's my fault, the way it's worded.
Okay.
I didn't understand, frankly, how she sent this over to me, just before she posted it, and my understanding is it was limited to Babe Ruth. I now understand clearly that that's not the limitation.
Yeah.
And what
It's
what
for
we're
everything.
asking you to approve.
I think you can just add there and other recreation.
Yeah, I think what
Well,
we're asking you to approve.
With the
and it's
minutes, we can make that
a little
correction.
bit clearer in the recommendation there, but we're asking you to approve the hiring of
The
one
budget
person
for the
Yes.
recreational department.
Or
Yes.
erectioner.
whose duties and responsibilities are going to include scheduling and overseeing
Registration and all that
of the
stuff.
Babe Ruth or the soccer league or what have you.
And the funds.
Whatever
Well, it's gonna
whatever
be a city league,
involves
so everything.
parks,
yeah.
recreation, that
city.
sort of thing.
Neil, so then the motion, if we were to motion, we can say approve Parks and Recreation Department and approve the Babe Ruth program and other activities pertaining to the
Babe
I
service.
think you need to do
But
that. I
put
think-
just all recreational.
I think your motion
Well,
should
recreational
be.
department is
Park
that.
Yeah.
So you should
I
just,
think,
We just
I
gotta
think the
add that
motion
onto
should
it,
be
yeah.
to authorize the city manager.
you gotta delete it though. It doesn't sound right. Cause it's just,
But it didn't even need to be on there because we already approved
Approved to-
it at the last meeting for it to be part of the
So it
city
just
league.
needs to
So
be
it doesn't
deleted.
even need to be on
So
there.
I
Yeah.
would suggest a motion,
To
authorize
approve
the city manager to hire
a
a
recreation.
parks and recreation.
Yeah, that's pretty much what all I needed
Or
to
you
say.
wanna,
So that
well,
part.
wait a minute. You're saying to hire, but on here it says to develop a budget.
A budget.
Yes,
Well,
so that we can see. I want to see the budget before I approve to hire X amount of
So
people.
I thought we already had a budget because that's the grant. I don't understand. Now it's
yeah.
confusing me.
Well,
because we had a-
that's how it reads.
That's why, then it's all worded wrong.
Okay, develop a budget. So
No.
develop a budget so
You
I
could just
can
make those
hire
recommendations
somebody.
and it just approve it under those.
Well, Sonia, when you're developing a budget, you're putting the
Money
recreation
aside.
director, all
Yes.
the activities, all
Yes.
that. That's a budget,
Yes.
okay? But
when you hire someone, you
already have that
develop the
budget.
budget to
Already.
hire them. And
Already.
She's explained that she's got a grant that runs for 3 years.
It's already included. That's why I don't
So
understand why
what
it's so hard
budget
to
is this, Sonia?
From the grant she's telling you she got.
What year budget are you talking about?
I've got a grant I've got a budget put together for the grant, but I wanted to also include some other funds for her to be able to run the recreation.
Okay, but the budget is for
the-
22, 23, or how's that?
For 3 years.
Excuse me, huh?
3 years.
So starting as of
Now,
20,
starting now
22,
for
now.
3 years.
Well, really 23. I mean,
That-
you have the budget for this year, but
Yeah.
what's left of this year?
Yeah.
You know, so it's really gonna be into 23.
23.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's coming from where? General funds or
Yeah.
where?
California State Parks.
They don't matter.
California State Parks?
but
Can you approach the podium, please?
turn this up.
So the budget that you're talking about, Sonia, is that the budget the grant that we got in May, that the city got in May?
Yes, yes.
And that, okay,
But
that,
I'm wanting to add to that. So I've got those funds, but I need to have additional funds to add to it to be able to make enough funds together to be able to bring in a staff member. So
or
that's
the
what I'm-
recreation department?
Yes.
For the city, which
Yes.
is a good idea, because we do need a recreation department. The only question is with that grant, I know on the grant it said youth/senior citizen activities.
Yes.
So what part of that grant are we using for the senior citizens?
Actually, it's supposed to be only for,
Because that's what it said on that.
I
on that.
I understand that, but it's actually, the grant is only for youth. We included the seniors only so that we can
The reason
also,
I'm saying that's the way it said is because that's the way you posted it.
because that's the way we approved.
8th of May.
Okay, may I
Yeah.
answer that question?
Yeah.
Okay. So we included the seniors because that's why they can go to these trips with our youth. It's not specific for seniors.
Well, I'm not saying it's specific for seniors, but it says seniors, youth, and seniors. So I assume.
So it's mainly for the youth, but we are including the seniors. And that's why she's trying to.
That's not what it said on the.
Okay,
on
I'm
the-
not able to answer your question. You're cutting me off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I have
you
3
are-
minutes or I didn't have?
What
3
you're
minutes?
at, no, you don't have minutes because this is an agenda item. It's not
Oh,
public
okay.
comments.
Go
Public
ahead.
comments, you have the minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes, but this is not the 3 minutes. So what I'm trying to explain is that that's why she's trying to develop a budget to be able to include them too, because the grant is specific for the kids. Specific for the kids.
Hold on, Lolo.
So,
Because I run the meeting, mister.
Lolo.
Mr. Molina, I run the meeting. Okay, whether you like me or not, I run this meeting.
so
And she addresses, when I tell her to go ahead and. Okay, that's fine. You can say what you want to say. It's your
There's-
opinion.
there's other additional funds I'm also applying for where I'm trying to add funds.
Well, because I know, Sonia.
I'm trying
sorry,
to add
but-
additional funds for the seniors too.
I don't
There's
understand why
another
it's a
grant.
debate. Are we?
Can we just talk? I mean,
You
she's
can come make an
explaining-
appointment. We're not gonna, this meeting is not gonna be for a
Okay,
debate.
you know what, Sonia? Tomorrow I'll come and talk. then.
Yes, thank you.
Tomorrow I'll come and
Yes.
talk to you.
Yes.
Of course, you're the city manager.
Yes,
I'll
and
talk
I'm
to
the
you
mayor.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
And Chief, thank you for taking the seniors
So,
to the.
is there
moderator
any
Parlier.
other questions, so that way we can move on this item? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Both of you guys.
It's gonna prolong.
I think is this you can table this matter until next week, Mayor, because you're asking to approve.
There's no meeting next
Wait a
week.
minute, let me just tell my idea. So you're saying that to develop a budget, the budget has not been developed. We not even know how much money it is on the
Yes,
grant.
there is.
And what
We
is-
just clarified that for you earlier, that it was a miswording on the
No.
actual agenda.
How much is the
So,
grant? How much is the grant? What
Sonia,
we
give
got?
them the numbers of what the grant.
200,000.
I don't understand why.
100,000.
200,000, and then you asking for more money? So that means that the budget is not done yet, Mayor. I think it's better for you guys
Not
to.
asking, she's
to-
including that, and they can work on that. Staff can work on that on their own. This is just for the recreation, so thank you, and we need to move on. You
How
had-
you can
had
approve a
your
budget when you
opportunity-
don't see who's gonna be
recommendation.
hired? Who's gonna be hired? How much is gonna cost the hiring of that person? Trina
That's
mentioned a
where
good
staff
idea.
does that.
That's why
Staff.
she's gonna develop a budget,
And
so
if we
that she
can-
can include all
Okay.
that stuff.
We're not gonna micromanage. We're not gonna sit here
No,
and tell her
that's not
what exact-
micromanage.
Yes, it is.
You're
I
forcing
understand
the
what I'm
board to
saying.
make decisions. Trina, your idea is
Okay.
good,
Mr.
but it has to come with a budget.
Understand what I'm
Mr.
saying.
Humberto, let me tell you something. I understand your guys' concern because in 2021, we had a budget of 186,000. 235 was used. It put us on the red for 49,000 something. So who was the one overlooking that? For the parks and all, who was overlooking
I'm
that?
not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah, I'm referring to the money that we had for the park and recreation.
So-
We had 186,000, 235 was spent. It put us on the red, 49,000 plus. Who was overlooking that money on 2021 for the recreation and parks?
Where are you getting these numbers from?
From the internet.
I don't know, Ellie. You're the finance director.
So who was in charge?
2021?
That's my question. Who was in charge then?
21,
Overlooking all that money.
22 numbers aren't even out yet. Are you talking about 2020,
They're in
21?
the website.
They're the audited financial statements
Yes,
in
on
2020,
the website.
2021. That's what the
2021,
year you're
yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the website.
Well,
Who was, my question is real simple. Who was overlooking that money?
2020,
One.
2021.
Mm-hmm. Who was looking on that? It's on the website.
First, do you know what number, are you familiar with that?
I would have to go pull my audit report. I have it
It's on that-
handy.
But see, I understand
but
that.
are-
I'm saying that their only concern is
Is that
about
even
the
on
money.
the agenda?
You know what I'm saying? That's their concern.
I mean,
to make
they're
sure that we have an
This
AD.
is the
The
thing,
main-
that
the
we
main
keep
concern- can I say
targeting our finance director.
Nobody's targeting
Yes,
her.
she's
I'm
being
asking a
targeted.
question.
First, it was for the.
No, can I say something? Can I say something? Parks is a part of the general fund. We had did you even happen to see that we have a $3 million deficit, 2021? We had a $3 million deficit in the general fund, includes parks, okay? So you haven't seen the numbers yet for this year. Yeah, we're at a $265,000 deficit. So we're getting better. So
I know.
you're specifically
I'm not
talking about
complaining, I'm not
parks.
pointing fingers. The only thing I'm saying, who was the one looking over all that?
That might
The
have been when we
parks-
were,
the-
building the park.
The parks is Javier. Well, you weren't here.
You know what?
Gonna
We're-
look at it, the new
I
Who's
know.
looking at this one?
That's,
It's
This is the show we come
was
to
that?
every
I don't
day
even know
and
where.
attack on always on
I
staff, and
would
I
have
don't
to
think
look
that
at
that's right.
Kathy.
Can I motion?
Okay,
So
let's go.
Sabrina motion and Trino, Trino second. All those in favor?
But I want
So-
a motion with that change of the language of that one.
Well, and let me just point out one thing.
Okay.
Your point is well taken, but it does say a budget for Parks and Recreation Department.
It's been taken out of context, Neil.
Clearly,
It's a show.
that would include authorizing the expenditure of money for a hiring of a
Yeah,
person
okay.
to run a
For the
department.
recreation
Thank you for
department.
clarifying that. Thank you.
I did motion that one.
Yes, you did. And Trino second. So I don't know why it became a debate. I mean, it's just recreation for the kids.
All in favor? All in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
5 yes.
Aye.
5 yes. I keep looking over there thinking that she's there. So motion carried.
To make clarification, it's going to be, the motion was to authorize the city manager to develop a park and recreation budget.
To develop a budget to
Well, you said the hiring was included
To-
in the budget, so it's not
Yeah.
It's
a budget.
Yes.
That's
There you go.
included in there.
And
There
that's
you
gonna
go.
be somebody, Sonia,
It's an
out of here, not
expenditure
nobody in,
authorization.
Sonia.
Okay.
Nobody here.
So
It's
I
gonna be
want
out.
let's work on the special meeting for
So-
the
The special meeting is just to approve the city to, for the Parlier High School Christmas tree. Now, I says lighting, but it's supposed to be Christmas tree lane by use of the barricades and street closures. And also, where's the staff report for this, Eva? I thought you were going to put
Can
them
you
up here.
yeah. Just go ahead and Sabrina can just do it.
As you know, I work at the school. So the activities director is doing this again this year. Last year, the high school did a Christmas tree lane down Stadium Way, the street between the high school, Burletic, and the sports fields. They're doing construction right now on the CTE building, so that's kind of off limits. So we went through Fig Street and found that it would be easier to kind of go through there this year and just go back next year once that construction is done with. But they're asking for the barricades and the street closure. Alma was on the street when we went by looking at where we would.
So you're requesting fixed.
Yeah.
It's Fig Street between South and 4th. It's 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another thing we were working at. Yes.
Okay, so then I think we got to take it to the public. Anybody have a question? No? Okay, so do we have a motion to approve? Kathy, Trino first, and then Kathy second. All those in favor? Motion carries 5 yes. Okay.
Last year I went and it was so adorable. I loved it.
That's good. So then we're going to go on to closed session, so,
You just have the one item for closed session, which is your personnel item for all positions.
all right, thank you. All righty.
Thank you.
All right, we're back from closed session, and Neil will report out. Thanks.
Yeah, in closed session, the council approved by 3 affirmative votes, 1 abstention, which was Councilmember Rodriguez. Did you abstain too? And an abstention by Councilmember Solorio. A new contract or an extension of the contract for Sonia Hall as city manager, running to November 5, 2025.
All right, thank you. Meeting adjourned.